In the reflection of a copper backsplash I'd spent 3 months restoring by hand, polished to a mirror finish, I watched my new mother-in-law step directly behind me at my own wedding reception. She didn't know I could see her. She pulled a small glass vial from her clutch and let 3 clear drops fall into my champagne. I didn't turn around. I didn't scream. I waited for her to walk away and greet a senator's wife across the room. And then, with the steady hands of someone who spends her life stabilizing things about to collapse, I simply switched our glasses. Her poison was now sitting in her own hand, and the real wedding was about to begin. Most brides would be hyperventilating in a bathroom right now, but I'm a restoration architect. I deal with crumbling foundations for a living. Panic is a luxury I can't afford. My mother-in-law, Vivian, had spent 2 years treating me like a zoning violation in her family's old money world, calling my work dirty, introducing me as her son Marcus's little project manager, once even sliding a $100,000 check across her desk to make me disappear quietly. I slid it back. "I'm not for sale," I told her. That was the moment she stopped seeing me as a nuisance and started seeing me as a threat. The week before the wedding, she escalated. She tried canceling my florist order, claiming I died in a car accident. She tore my veil and blamed her ring. I fixed it with gold thread and told no one. I knew she'd spin it, call me paranoid, gaslight Marcus into doubting me. So when I saw the vial at my own reception, everything clicked. This wasn't hatred anymore. This was her final move. I picked up my water glass instead and waited. During toasts, Vivian stood in her silver gown, raised the champagne flute, the one I'd switched, and looked me dead in the eye. "Marriage is about trust," she said, and drank the whole glass in front of 200 guests. 2 minutes and 40 seconds later, she stopped mid-sentence. Her face turned gray. She grabbed the tablecloth, trying to stand, pulled the centerpiece down with her, and collapsed into a violent, public collapse, vomiting across the head table in front of the city's elite. "Mom!" Marcus shouted, dropping to the floor beside her, his surgeon training kicking in instantly. As paramedics lifted her onto the stretcher, her clutch slipped and hit the floor. It snapped open. Out spilled a lipstick, a compact, and an empty glass vial. Next to it, a folded piece of cream stationery in Vivian's handwriting. I picked it up and handed it to Marcus. It was a pre-written apology speech, one she'd planned to deliver while I was still on the floor, blaming my collapse on a drunken relapse, framing herself as the concerned matriarch protecting her son from an unstable bride. She hadn't just planned to poison me, she'd scripted my public humiliation in advance. I watched something in Marcus's face change completely. The concern vanished. He turned to the paramedic. "She didn't have a stroke. She ingested a sedative. Check her bag. Call the police." At the hospital, I pulled up the security footage I already had access to from restoring the estate. A camera behind the bar, time-stamped, showing Vivian pulling the vial and dropping it into my glass. I handed it straight to the officer. Vivian woke up and tried one last card. "She told me she did it to save me," Marcus said, voice flat. "She called you a gold digger ruining the family bloodline. She said I'd thank her one day." His father, sitting nearby, whispered, "Marcus, don't. She's your mother." Marcus pulled out the pre-written note and handed it to the officer. "This proves intent. She planned a character assassination before the reception even started." He turned to his father. "If you pay for her lawyer, you're an accomplice." Then to the officer, "I'm pressing charges. I want a restraining order for both of us." Vivian's lawyer later tried arguing diminished capacity. It didn't hold. You can't claim temporary insanity when you drafted the cover story 3 days in advance. She's currently serving a 24-month sentence for aggravated assault. Marcus and I never moved into the family estate. We bought a fixer-upper across town instead. Good bones, needs work, like us. I spent an evening repairing a broken bowl using kintsugi, the technique where cracks are filled with gold instead of hidden. because the piece becomes more beautiful for having been broken. Vivian tried to find our stress points and shatter us. Instead, in that hospital hallway, watching her led away in handcuffs, Marcus and I didn't fall apart. We fused. If you believe toxic family members don't deserve a seat at your table, tell me in the comments. What's the pettiest thing a relative has ever done at a wedding you attended?